Today I'm going to show you how to root your Creality K1 3D printer. There are quite a few advantages to this. I'm not going to run through them all now. You get better macros, there's a few plugins you can use, you can access the printer remotely, and there's plenty more out there. Today I'm just going to be showing you how to actually install the software that gives you all these extras. It's very easy to do, and I'm sure this is something you're going to be able to do within 5 to 10 minutes. It's easy. So before we get started, you're going to have to go over to your printer and we need to jot down a couple of details. So first, you're going to go onto the home screen and we're going to find the IP address for the printer. This just means we know how to access the printer from our PC. Secondly, we're going to have to go through to the root access settings. We're going to have to agree to the terms and conditions, and then we're going to get the password for the access. It's usually Creality_2023, but just double check just to be safe. And whilst you're here, I want you to also check the software version on your printer. Now, I'll put it on the screen now which software version you need to be above. If you're below this version, now's a good time to update your 3D printer. So, once we've got these values, we can jump over to the computer and let me show you how you root your 3D printer. Before we get into today's video, I just want to tell you about the Printable Watch. Did you know you can 3D print and build your own functional watch? I've got some here. With downloads starting as little as $2.99, you could be printing and assembling your next watch today. If you're a little unsure whether this is for you, I have a free download. All you need to do is sign up to my newsletter. This is going to give you a sample print that you can print, put a strap on it, try it on for size, see if it's something that you want to pursue. If not, it's totally fine. But if you do, you want to head to theprintable.watch.com. That's theprintable.watch.com and join 200 other people that have already 3D printed their next watches. Just think what colours, dials, hands you would put on your watch. Anyway, back to today's video. So now we're in our terminal in Windows. There is a description on how to do this in Linux and Mac. I'll put that in the description on the guide. So what we're going to do is, so we're in our command line. Now, first thing we need to do is access the 3D printer. So to do this, all we do is type in SSH space root at, and you're going to type in the IP of your printer. It'll probably look for something very similar to that. So press enter. It's going to ask for the password now. Now the password is the one we found on the printer. So let's type that in. And note, it won't show anything when you type it in, so don't be fooled. And that's it, we're in. So what this is showing us now is the terminal line of the Linux operating system that's on the 3D printer. So if you have used the Linux system before, you'll be familiar with this, but we've got the operating system now. So what we're going to do is we're now going to install this additional software. So I'm going to link the guide which I've used because it's really useful, but I'm going to walk you through it anyway, just so you see what happens. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste this git clone command, and what that's going to do is that's going to import the most recent version of the installer. So paste that in there and press enter. Now on mine it's already telling me I've got this. On yours it'll ask you if you want to install it, you'll type yes. It'll be very self-explanatory. So once we've got that, that means we have the helper script. Now to run this, we just paste in this, which is basically, this is just booting this script. So I'm going to press enter. And now we're on the installer page. So if you've made it this far, you've smashed it. So what we're going to do is we're going to click one and go through to install. Now, I just installed all of these just so I could see what's on there, but you're definitely going to want to install Moonraker and then either Fluid or Mainsail or both. I recommend Fluid, it's the one I use the most. So to install anything, you're just going to hit the number, enter. I mean, I've already installed it, so it's showing this, but on your screen, it'll run through and install. So I would go for Moonraker, Fluid. I would get all these utilities, the useful macros, that's really useful, as the name might suggest. The Moonraker time-lapse, that's how you get those really seamless looking time-lapse shots that everyone seems to be getting online. And Octo, everywhere, that is also a great tool. That allows you to monitor your 3D printer from anywhere through your browser, and it's a really cool tool. So once we've installed Fluid and all these other features, how do we access it? So I'm going to go over to my browser, type in the IP address that we got earlier, :4408, and that is for Fluid, as you can see there. If you've used Mainsail, then you're going to want to type in 4409. And this is the Fluid dashboard. It looks very similar to the Creality one, but this is all you get with Creality. What you get, your temperatures, a bit of homing control. It's nowhere near as comprehensive. On here we've got a command line, so we can command the head to move at certain points if we wanted. These are our macros. There's just loads of features. You're gonna have to spend a bit of time getting your head around it, but this is your main dashboard. You've got a tab for your console. You can preview the G code and it'll show you which layer it's at and what's to come. This is a list of previous jobs, history. This is our mesh. I'm going to be doing a video on leveling your mesh. This is actually footage for it. So this is a mesh that I've managed to improve through the use of Fluid, and a very handy tip I've got for you. So you can view your mesh, you can save these profiles if you have different beds, for example. Configuration, this is getting quite advanced now. You can go into the configuration and load in your own macros, that kind of thing. And then we've just got our various other system tabs which you might want to look at. So that's a very brief overview of Fluid. It's very, not complicated, but there's a lot to it. There's a lot better guides out there for Fluid, so I definitely recommend checking those out. And that's pretty much it. You've opened up a world of opportunities for your Creality K1. So let me know how you get on and just have a go. It's easy as that. Let me know how you get on. Make sure you subscribe to this video. And if you're interested in 3D printing your own watch, check out my other content. And for now, that's all. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.